Alright, so alright, so today we're going to be day trading, everyone. So today we're going to be looking for a couple trades, and we're mainly going to be looking for longs here on NQ. Right. If you look here, I have a 100k account that I need to pass. Right now that account's at 99,789. So we need to get to 106k, which means I need to catch one with 6 contracts. So 6 times 20, right? Could move to 20 points. It's 120, and 120 goes into 12 goes into what pretty smoothly. 12 times 8 is 12 times 10 is 12 times 10. So 12, 120 times 10 is 1200. So I need at least like a 40 to a 60 point move. We need to catch like a 40 to a 60 point move with 6 contracts. So this is going to be very fun. We also have so not only do we just have this 100k account that I need to pass, but we also have a 50k account that we already passed, and we paid the activation fee and everything on that. So now we're trading that. So if there's any beautiful live trades, we will take those. But all in all, today it's going to be pretty focused. I'm going to be focused more on the full port, right, as market opens up, because market opening will be and is something that we're able to predict huge moves, right? You can get 60 point moves pretty easily. So we'll be watching, obviously, equilibrium of certain ranges, right? On oil, I'm not really looking for anything. I don't really care. But on silver, right, asking for that fair value gap to hold. Looking for that fair value gap to hold. So we're really coming into open. We're just going to be watching that. Yeah, we're just going to be watching NASDAQ. So remember, we have these first presented fair value gaps to target, but we also have equilibrium of certain ranges, such as this one right here. So we'll be looking at this one to be traded back into that range, potentially before going higher. We'll see what the likelihood of that is. So our positioning size, as you can see up here at the top, is going to be 6 contracts. So that's going to be good. And now we're just going to wait for market open here. Alright, market open here in 5 minutes. Today should be a pretty good day. Obviously, we had news, right? Coming into, let's see, the next, we have news at 7 a.m. I guess it's just orange folders. So it doesn't really matter that much. We'll see how that is, but until then, we'll just keep playing it safe, right? Blah, 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 blah. Alright. So as we're going to market open, I prefer to see something short, right, into this fair value gap. Doesn't mean I'm going to short anything into the fair value gap, though we're going to wait longer, right? Wait for something better. Alright. So we're going to be watching a couple things coming into market. Obviously, we're going to be watching prices respect of this 0.5 level, because that is important, not just this one. But we'll see how this level is respected. All right, there's obviously a volume imbalance that when price trades back down, might trade into. But we'll watch there. Think about it, we're already up 2.04%, so from yesterday, right, this was wait, I guess yesterday's candle open wasn't anything too crazy. Well, no, it opened up probably like around here, so it's all fine. Alright, 3 minutes until market open. We closed above these down close candles, so we look to see how price is going to respect the order block just created. Watch if price is able to respect that. So thinking on that 15 minute chart, how that first 15 minutes will play out. You don't know, obviously, but I would expect we would come down into this range. Right, there's an order block formed right here. It always works to see price come back into it. We're going to watch that. This 831 fair value gap. We're going to see how this is going to hold price. I mean, obviously compared to this fair value gap, it doesn't hold much. We're going to be watching how this fair value gap is going to hold price. This is the 831. Sorry about that. Alright, as price extends through, we're going to watch the reactions. Based on this low, each indices should probably just run these lows. I'd be watching for this level, right? We've already proven we can reject off of there once. So I would be looking for that to hold if price does come down into this range. Alright, as 9:30 opens, I would expect probably move higher. Yep, as we do get. So we're seeing that 831 fair value gap hold, which is what we optimally would want to see. It's probably gonna trade lower though. Alright, now we can see it move back into this fair value gap that I was talking about right here. Alright, so as price trades through there, alright, so that's a good move lower, right? I wasn't expecting price to just respect this completely. I was looking for how price is going to trade around here. And if price just displaces through, we can assume that we're going to go to this external low here. Once we're at this external low, I don't want to see too much movements lower. I would expect something to come out of it, you know? Alright, so as we enter in 6 contracts there, we're going to be getting ready to full port something. So let's see. Right, the parameters is that if price closes above this level, I'll enter 6 contracts in long. So we'll see. We did just get that liquidity sweep. Yes, did not sweep the low. So currently nothing really, unless we inverse this fair value gap, which would be the telltale sign that we should probably reach back again for this fair value gap, which is, I mean, I guess these aren't really much move. Even if I do enter 6 contracts, we're gonna need, actually that is 50 points, so that does look good. But remember, we're not forcing anything. We want to take a high probability entry. Alright, so price is going to be trading lower. We're not going to inverse that level right now. So as we see, we're going to see potential closure down to the downside, which would confirm this. Obviously, we already did confirm that here. But when we see that sort of shift change, all right, as price ends up eventually, we're using that to trade lower and then switching deliveries, right, with a change of state delivery to the upside. That will be our entry, right, where we can trade 6 contracts on. I don't know if I'll be taking the live today. I think I'm just going to be focusing on the prop firm, because now the live is completely live, so there is no time limit, and I'd rather just be safe on that account. So we'll see here. So closing below, we'd look to see this used as resistance. I mean, yeah, that would be resistance to the downside. Sorry about that. So as we see price trade up, price's closure above this range, that would most likely put me long, honestly, because we're still reacting off of this low. That would be that V-shaped recovery. It would just be we needed to trade lower one more time before getting it. And then on that actual, I guess this would technically be the higher time frame, but this would be your order block formed here. So we'll see as we come into the close here, if we're going to close bullish enough. So we don't close bullish enough, but I still think we're probably going to get that entry, right? It would make sense with the overall time frames, but I don't see why we wouldn't just potentially wait a little bit. But this could be something similar to like all the other days where we've seen this exact move where we get this lower, this sell side trendline liquidity, and then we have a move lower at market open, and we trade up higher and take those longs, right? How much higher do we think price is going to go? I mean, I'm long biased, so this could be it here where we full port the account. We'll just see. We want to see this fair value gap closed above. Alright, so that would put me in short, honestly. Based off that closure where price is respecting here and then fails to close above. It's like 2 times in a row, failing to close above. Just continue watching, right? There's no pressure. We already waited long enough, so what's the harm in waiting more? Alright, market is pretty indecisive here, just chopping around. But if we were to use this as a range, we would have taken out the range low right here. So that's why I'm more long biased than short biased, right? We've taken out the range low, and the range high is still in play. And it's actually equal high, so that just made my conviction this much larger. So if we can get anything to there, I would be eternally grateful. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we'll see though. So, I mean, this does look good, right, with this liquidity resting here. We'll wait coming into the close, but this could be looking like where we enter our position. Watch the close there. All right, as market closes, we're going to be in. And we're going to hopefully see price just hit those equal highs, right? Oof, that's not looking good. Oh. All right, boys, we lost the account. Off there. That's okay. Yeah, so we got rejected, liquidated. So that means my only account here would be. So now we're live, boys. We are live on Tradify. I finally have what I've been wishing for this whole time. We were trading a live account, and that's because we got stopped out here. That was stupid, right? Alright, that's alright, guys. It really does not matter. It's probably... Right, I really do want to take that long, but we're not going to take that long, obviously, because that is not my trade, but that would be quite a high probability trade, I would have to say, off of that, off of the inversion there. So we'll just continue watching here. As price is trading. So we're seeing that fair value gap kind of struggle to hold price, or price really wants to accumulate within there. Alright, so you could be looking for longs here on that 15-minute chart based off of here. Yeah, it does relatively make sense, right, using these charts as this 5-minute chart closed, not really bullish, I would say. That closed indecisive, 3-minute closed bullish here. So I'd be looking for longs, I guess, off of this level right here. And this, and fair value gap does not matter, obviously. 831 fair value gap definitely was a good, not really, doesn't really matter. 930 opening fair value gap, I guess their first percent of fair value gap would be right here. So I'd be expecting this to hold, right? Alright, basically, because we know so many people are about to be in a long right here, how well is this this range equilibrium going to hold prices expansion to the upside, right? So if price is going to expand to the upside here, that equilibrium is holding price currently. We did inverse this fair value gap to the downside, and we did tap into this fair value gap. So let's see, prices expansion to the downside could be warranted here if we close below that 0.5 level. So price still is managing to trade pretty good within here. It looks like we are going to just be creating the wick of that 15-minute candle. That's what it looks like. That would make sense. Alright. Yep, so price is just going to trade higher out of there. That makes sense. It looks like bullish price action now. It's almost like I could take something out of here now. Alright, so as price comes up into this level, obviously looking long. If I would be trading how I used to trade, right, that's where you would just go long, right, as I would enter long. But that did not work out, obviously. Pretty bummed out about losing that account. I don't think that was not a good trade to take it on, and I was just trying to force a trade rather than just wait for a real one to come in and for something to risk my account on. But it kind of got me through that to the point where you're like, it doesn't really matter, right, at this point in my life with my trading. Done so much, I've messed up so much, I've lost so much amount of money that it doesn't really matter. It's not about the money anymore. It's about the principle. So it's like as I come into this trading stuff here right now, I'm not worried really about making money. I'm worried more about, is my trade going to show itself? Is the market going to present the opportunity for me to enter a trade? And my opportunity is only there when I perceive there to be my model. And so we're going to be looking pretty much just, does my model form? And if not, then it doesn't. But as you can see here, that 15-minute trade right there would have been a good entry. And we'll continue watching. I'm going to be looking for that 4-hour candle closure up here so we can get some directional bias. Directional. Price comes back down to this fair value gap. Would be looking for it to hold, right? That would make sense. Obviously, we hit those equal highs like I guessed, but as market comes into open, it is just very volatile. I guess the best entry you really got to work on would have been that entering turtle soup, right? So price trading below these lows, right? You can always bet that, I bet if price trades below, you can just enter in there because it's almost just as good probably. Alright, so as market opens up here, you had longs there, here, here, 15-minute, no longs, no, 3-minute, no, yeah. So now I have this inversion fair value up to the downside, so dodging the model, you'd be short here, right? Price up liquidity, inverted the fair value gap, and we would have received almost 40 points of drawdown. Alright, so price does trade higher out of there technically. Alright, on that 3-minute chart with right, this looks like to me potential continuation model forming on that 30-minute chart. Right, potentially running it up to these highs there. Took out this high, so yeah, pretty much would just be this high up here. I would see price running up to. That'd be a good entry on that MNNQ chart. So we'll just be watching over there for price to give us any sort of model. If it does, if it doesn't, that's fine. So the price comes into there. For that 10 a.m. candle closure on that 30-minute chart, could be creating an order block. So let's say we do create an order block out of here. Well, then I would just be looking for price to use that to go higher, right? As I'm looking for price to use this level to go higher out of this range. Right, I would expect price to invert this volume imbalance and trade up to the upside. right? So that 3-minute structure would be playing out. We would want price to sort of stay around this range for the next 6 minutes coming into close. I don't really like price closing too much lower or too much higher out of there. Yep, so as we come in here, we should see a 15-minute change in state delivery. Where's my high that I'm targeting? Okay, there we go. There's the high. 15-minute change in state delivery should form right here. Should see that move to the upside, obviously. Yeah. So market's running heavily here, so I'd expect sort of a more shallow retracement. I would say something definitely within that upper half, I would say. Alright, yep, that'd be cool if we could see some sort of trade to that daily high right there, or that external high. It's not an unmitigated fair value gap, it's just text on there. So we'll see as this comes into closure right here. We should see some sort of pullback where we can trade that 1 minute chart, because that'll be a 15-minute 1 minute model. And we'll see any entry, right, trying to target our stops around that 233 level. So for a buy, right, obviously with one contract that would be alright now, but we want to get a little bit better of a risk. Right now we would enter in 2 contracts. So as price comes back in there, right, we'd want to see that into the close. Alright, 267, 233. So if we put that at 27, alright. So as this 15-minute candle forms here, I would like to see any sort of retracement back into this range as the wick forming. Right, on these sort of candles, I wouldn't expect anything too deep, but I also wouldn't expect no wick at all. So if the price comes back and is able to help me enter in a trade, then we will. If not, then we won't. So remember, the max time would be this next 15 minutes. And then the take profit would be 62. Yeah, I'd personally still wait for that wick to form. Alright, we'll see there. I did not want to wait for that wick to form. This is a good trade, I would say. Yeah. And I think this should just, I mean, we still don't have any wick. So I guess there, that is what it is. But yeah, we'd want to see price continuing to displace higher. Using this as a change state delivery, I'd like to see price continue that higher. Alright, as we displace back into the range, I'm looking at this as obviously just a retracement. So I'd be buying another one there, because we're looking at that as a retracement. Alright, so 15-minute is making the candle wick. Here we create the wick, so I'd expect price to continue to displace higher. Not really the sort of reaction we want to see there. Yeah, so I'd expect to see that sort of for trading up higher. I'd want to see this be our new protected low right here. All right, so big wicks to the downside, which is not exactly what we want to see, but we would want to see this level hold. We're not really looking at that 1 minute price action, more that 15-minute candle, how that 15-minute candle is going to form. All right, so we have 9 minutes left. Holy fuck. All right, that was horrible. That was a bad loss. Right, that 15-minute did not come into play how I thought it was going to. Right, I don't know why we're wicking down so low, but that happens, and there's nothing that I can really do about it. Can't get mad about it. That's just the way it's going to be, and so now we're down on this account almost $350, which really does annoy me. And I understand there is no over trading, there's no revenge trading. As a professional trader, you either are done here or you win it back, and going ahead to winning it back is not what I'm going to be doing. I'm more just pretty annoyed with myself just because I knew this wasn't guaranteed, and I don't know, man. I'm just pretty pissed off, right? Over just me letting myself do this to myself right after I worked so hard for these accounts and for my future, but I keep making the same stupid fucking mistakes, and it's really annoying. Also, I'm exaggerating it, right? I'm only down $350, and $350 is like 1% risk on this account, so I should be good, right? All I need to win the trade back to get to break even would be just like a $200 risk trade. So any next A plus setup, I'll take it. But I'm just pretty bummed out with myself that this is happening, and you know, my complete inability to read the market, my complete ability of just thinking about these busts and these other things. So I'm pretty annoyed, as you can tell. But I mean, it's just part of the trading game, and I've been in this place so many times that I would at least hope I'm not like this anymore. But looks like I am. Looks like this stuff still happens. So I guess I have like a lot more to learn. And obviously this was relatively bearish, right? But you're just completely blinded, right? Based off of what? This 15-minute closing above? Look at that. The whole thing is just erased. None of that matters now. Right, so it is what it is. We are down on this account, but I wish I could just take anything. Alright, on that 30-minute chart here, this should be going long. But I don't know. Damn problems.